What's up, guys? So by the time this video goes live, I will be just a couple of weeks from going on maternity leave. I can't believe it. And there's so many ways to do maternity leave well. In this video, I'm just sharing my own personal plan for how I'm gonna do maternity leave in private practice. If you're wondering about why my hair looks so different, it's because this is what my natural hair looks like when there's no AC in our new place, and I'm gonna be a mama real soon, so I'm too hot to style my hair. Welcome to Private Practice Skills. I'm Dr. Marie Fang, psychologist in private practice. I post videos offering tools I learned the hard way about starting and growing private practice so that you don't have to. So maternity leave in private practice. I always wonder how come no one ever seems to talk about it, especially given that there are way more women than men in our field, and also, at least in my circles, many women say that the reason they chose private practice is because they want the flexibility that it offers to be in private practice while doing the mommyhood thing. So let's chat about it today, and no better time than this for me because, like I said, by the time this video goes up, I will be over 8 months pregnant. Earlier in my second trimester, I did post a video all about how to tell clients that you're pregnant. So if you're interested in that topic, I'll link to it up here or in the description box. You can go check that out if that's what you're looking for. But today we're talking specifically about going on leave. And like I said at the beginning of this video, there's no one way to do maternity leave. So rather than trying to frame this as a step-by-step of what you should do if you're planning on going on leave, I'm simply going to share step-by-step what I've opted to do, and you can modify this to be whatever you want it to be. So here are the steps I've taken to be ready to go on leave. First, I've created a loose window for how long I intend to be gone. Now, it's super helpful for clients to have some idea of how long we plan to be gone, because when I first announced that I'm going on maternity leave, I started having clients say, so when you say you're going on maternity leave, are we talking like 2 months? Or are we talking like a year? Just kind of need a ballpark. And at the same time, the biggest piece of advice I've heard from other therapists who have gone on leave before me is that it's really helpful to not have an exact date set. So I've told my clients that I plan to take 2 to 4 months off for maternity leave, and somewhere right around that 2-month mark, I'll be contacting all of them to name a more exact date. Second, I started making a financial plan for maternity leave as soon as I found out I was pregnant. So for the 8 months between finding out that I was pregnant and starting maternity leave, what I decided to do is to budget aside a little bit of money every single month in order to be able to cover my expenses while I'm on leave. There's any number of ways you could do this, whether you want to make sure you're still getting a paycheck even when you're not seeing clients. For me, I just decided to cover my expenses so I'm not going into debt while I'm on leave. Number 3, I started to tell potential clients that I'm pregnant. So in my earlier video, when I talked about how to tell clients that you're pregnant, I was talking about how to tell current clients that you're pregnant. But once I announced that to all my current clients, then when potential clients contacted me, I did disclose in the initial phone screen that I was pregnant and that I would be going on leave beginning in August. I started doing this in March, so this gave them plenty of heads up and maybe unnecessarily large amounts of heads up, but I really just like to communicate well and be on equal footing. Number 4, I decided when to stop taking new clients. So even though I was telling clients that I was pregnant and I'd be going on leave, at some point I made the hard stop and I decided that the right timing for me was 3 months before going on maternity leave to completely stop taking new clients. Now this made sense for me for 2 reasons. One, I tend to do fairly long-term therapy, so if I did short-term therapy for 1 or 2 months, then it wouldn't really make sense to do that kind of deadline. But second, it also made sense because for me, I really wanted to do the best I could to help most of my clients be in a fairly stable place before going on leave, and I didn't want to be right in the middle of just getting to the good parts of the work just as I was going to be exiting for some time. Number 5, connect clients with referrals where needed. Now this is one of the tips that I think applies to all of us going on any sort of extended leave. We need to make sure that if we're leaving our clients behind, that they have the support that they need. So even for my most stable clients, I've offered them a list of referrals that they can reach out to should there be any need that arises. And for some of my clients that might be more likely to be in need of support while I'm away, I play matchmaker a little bit more hands-on and I connect them with a specific therapist that I think could be a good fit so that they have access to that person while I'm gone. Number 6, create an emergency email. So right around the 30-week mark, I created an email draft that I hoped I wouldn't ever need to send, with all of my clients BCC'd in that draft. And the purpose of this email is simply just in case I go into labor sooner than anticipated, I have this email draft available to cancel all upcoming appointments until further notice. If you're curious to snag that email draft from me, I have a link in the description box and you can just swipe it from me. Number 7, set boundaries. Now, I knew it was important to be crystal clear about what kind of communication I was available or not available for while on maternity leave. And I got clear with myself and decided that I wanted to be completely unavailable for the full first 2 months of maternity leave. What I've decided to do is I've let clients know that I will not receive email or phone call, not return any type of contact for a full 2 months. And I also have set up an autoresponder in my email and updated my voicemail to make that very clear to everyone just in case they missed the memo. And in those messages, I included some resources so that people could reach out to some help sooner if they needed. Number 8, I plan to phase back into work slowly. So rather than having a hard stop to maternity leave and then diving back into private practice at full speed, I'm thinking maybe somewhere around the 2-month mark, I might start to see 1 or 2 clients a week, possibly exclusively via teletherapy, just to get a sense of what that feels like for me before I dive back in all the way. Now, these are just my plans for now, and if I've learned anything from talking to other women in private practice who've had a baby, it's that you just absolutely cannot anticipate what it's going to be like once your baby arrives. So what I plan to do is give you an update once I've gone through my maternity leave, and I'll let you know once I'm there what things were really big wins and what things I maybe should have done that I didn't think of. If you have gone through maternity leave while in private practice, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section, both for my own sake, but also for others to be able to read and see what kinds of tips you might have to do maternity leave well. And a message for all the dads to be out there who are watching. I encourage you to utilize as many of these same tips that apply to you. So just because I'm talking about maternity leave doesn't mean that I don't consider paternity leave equally important. So more power to you, and whomever you are, whether you're taking 2 months off, a full year, or beyond, I hope you give yourself a sense of flexibility to do something that fits well for you in the midst of caring for your clients. Well, I hope you found this video helpful in regards to planning for maternity leave, and until next time, from one therapist to another, I wish you well. I just feel hot all the time. So either you might be seeing my hair looking like this a lot more, or maybe I'll cave in and get a portable AC unit. I'm thinking the latter is gonna happen.